So what is up, everybody? I have a super video today because I have a super passport bro who has left me 63 comments harassing me and my Colombian people. Most likely he's going to deny it and say that he's not, but I have evidence that may suggest otherwise. Leave me nice comments like he will always have access to our women.
Esta es una de las razones por las que en Medellín estamos hartos del turismo sexual. Pues resulta y acontece que en la ciudad de Medellín, Colombia, muchas personas de diferentes países están viniendo a nuestra ciudad a adquirir turismo sexual.
In Colombia, we do not want more Americans to come and exploit our girls, boys, and adolescents.
He will go victim blaming, saying, oh, it's your guys' fault because you have a very immoral society and it's rampant in every city where he went.
Colombia is actually a very conservative country.
They're very proud people that would rather be broke than ever do that.
Like, there's a lot of girls here that are hardworking, that aren't involved in any of that refuse to get involved in that. I know a girl, actually, I think she works for Bank of Colombia. She makes great money. I remember her telling me that she got offended one day when she was in Parquilleras, when she went out to a club, and these American guys started telling her, oh, how much? Because they thought she was a pro because she was there. And she got so offended and yelled at them. Like, listen, not all girls are working women. Some of us got jobs. We refuse to do that. So as Americans, we have to realize that just because we're in an area, it doesn't represent the city or the country. That's just that one little area. Like, for example, you go to New York City and you're going to be dealing with so many rude people out there, right? That's the stereotype, or rude. And you're going to think that, oh, maybe the rest of America's like that. They're all rude. They have no manners. When in reality, that's just New York City. That's not the United States. So we have to think about it that way whenever we're going out to these countries, guys. We can't just generalize and stereotype and say, oh, all Colombian women like that. Because believe it or not, Robin, you could correct me if I'm wrong, but from what I was told is Colombia is actually a very conservative country.
They're very proud people that would rather be broke than ever do that, right? So you are just confined to these small areas in Poblado, especially Poblado, where all of them come to, that are flooding into this area to come take your money because that's what you're there for.
So when I told him, say, hey, you know what? I'm tired of you. I'm going to make a rebuttal to you. You know what he says? Yeah, well, tell your viewers that I have a YouTube travel channel and I've been in Colombia for years and I have multiple videos. Forgot to mention to you is that he got caught donating and commentating on a Passport Bro travel channel because one of their own got caught in Brazil and was accused by the Brazilian government for messing with little kids.
Wild work in Brazil. Check them IDs, fellas.
Oh, parce, you got some explaining to do. You thought I didn't see that, did ya? When somebody does this in Colombia, that means you're in trouble, bro. So why is it that when Floyd Wallace, a passport bro, got caught in Brazil for trafficking underage minors and who was arrested, who was accused by the government of these horrible things, you are here still telling people, hey, guys, check out their IDs. Don't you think that looks awful? Don't you think that looks terrible on your part and you want to sit here and you want to have the moral high ground?
Quick search on the internet and Google shows that the age of consent is 14 in Brazil. The fact that Army Guy Travels is telling people to check IDs is very suspect.
So let me ask you a question. If you're an adult who's dating around, why do you need to be checking IDs? If I were to go to Brazil or even Colombia, nobody in my family, none of my friends will automatically think, oh, this guy is the type of guy that needs to be checking the IDs of the people that he's dating with. Never. Yeah, you want to claim the Colombian society is immoral, right? That doesn't look good on your part. I'm sorry, but that's just very strange. And you're starting to make me wonder about you now. And he has the caucasity to tell me that my people have sex with animals. Because when you do research online, you find that his people are the ones who are doing it in the majority.
Britain colonized half the world and somehow forgot to colonize flavor.
Okay, so let's say if you're coming in, you're brand new to this, you do not know what a passport bro is. They're basically sex tourists. That's what they are.
Have you heard about the passport boys or passport bros? Let me tell you. Last year, Medellin broke all records in tourism. 1,400,000 people came to the city from many parts of Colombia and the world. However, sometimes behind these groups of travelers, there is more than just the intention to see beautiful places. This is specifically the case of the passport boys, passport bros, or passport kings. A movement of men who encourage others to get a passport, cross the sea, and seek women with traditional values. As they say, looking for a wife here here is quite a business. Additionally, there are tours around Colombia with escorts offering up to 50 options of women. New colonialism or a smokescreen to cover their true intention. The debate remains open, and in countries like Brazil, many of these men are prosecuted for sex tourism. Even, just to give some examples, at the end of February and the beginning of March, 2 American citizens were captured in Belo and Medellin accused of having in Antioquia. It could be said that more than a movement, all this is about a trend, a new way of seeking and offering tourism. Sadly, behind that search for women with traditional values, many dollars are paid.
That's what they are. They try to cover the name up, saying that they're world travelers and they're looking for love. That's what they are. And this guy has been very angry with me that I'm defending Colombia against these type of people. And there's a very famous passport bro that you can see up here above my balding head that he was arrested in Brazil for child exploitation, child trafficking, and according to Brazilian news, they found child erotic material, infants, 6 years old.
The American is accused of raping and sexually exploiting several children. In conducting their inspection of the hotel room where he was lodged, the police found a significant quantity of electronic equipment, including files containing child pornography. They also seized a variety of items such as pen drives, memory cards, a notebook, a computer, multiple cell phones, some stuffed animals.
Before we start, okay, his name is Army Travels Guy. He has a YouTube travel channel. I've seen some of his videos. Some of them are suspect. Sometimes he does semi-cultural things, but most of the time he doesn't. Okay, so let's check out his let's check out his profile. It says here Army Guy Travels. Like and subscribe. First video says we took 2 beautiful local women to Vietnam's biggest villa in Moine. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but as you can see, he has women on there in bikinis. Vietnamese culture and dating for foreigners. You know, he has a woman there with a guy. Ban Tat Market, 40 tour in Vietnam. I spent a full day professional football in Colombia. Okay, something cultural, most insane. But all right, so he has here Paradise Life, the movement that moves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 girls with a dude right there. Let's just check that out real quick. Colombia, Cartagena. All right, so he is took a video in the walled city at night. All right, the yacht party with a bunch of women. All right, Dominican Republic, a bunch of girls on there. All right, so we kind of get the feeling what he's doing, right? All right, now we're in the Colombia section, my territory. I moved to the hood in Bogota. He has a woman in a bikini. Bogota is cold. Why is she in a bikini? Spanish party with beautiful, I don't know what, gringo something. I played beer pong, bunch of women. Easter party in Bogota with a bunch of half-naked women. All right, so you see here that Easter Sunday, which is the day of the resurrection, which is something that Colombia takes very seriously. Yeah, he's in Easter party with them. All right. We kind of get an idea. Gringo Tuesdays, taking a picture with the girls, summer party. Gringo Tuesdays, Colombia party in Bogota. No wonder this guy has a bad view of Colombia. He's all up in the clubs, not doing anything cultural. Neon party in Bogota, Brazilian party, St. Patrick's Day, celebrating beautiful, I don't know, this back to school party in Bogota. Language exchange in Bogota. Okay, well, that's the first cultural thing I see. Dancing with beautiful ladies. All right. Okay, I want you to pay attention, really close attention to this part right here. It says Zona Peligrosa, which is the danger zone. All right, this is Santa Fe in Bogota. Okay, guys, I want you to pay attention to this. This is Zona Peligrosa, where he says Bogota, Colombia. This is the red light district in Santa Fe in Bogota. This is like one of the most dangerous areas. Even regular Colombians have to be very careful when they go there. It's a lot of gangs, and this guy's here filming prostitutes. Now, usually I will show clips, but I'm not going to do that because this guy, judging from his character, he's not a really nice type of guy. I don't think he has good morality, and he wouldn't let me show his clips. He's probably capable of like asking YouTube to take my video down if I show his content. Papacito birthday, Zona Droga, where the drugs are at, and on top of that, to add insult to injury, he's with Kurt Katz, which is basically a very polarizing individual, known as very scummy to some people. Okay, he has a really checkered past, which we'll talk about later. So in contrast to Army Travels Guy, let's compare him to Dominic Colombia. He has 3.3 million followers on Facebook, 500,000 followers on YouTube, and he has been accepted into Colombian society. Not only is he accepted by the Colombian people, he was given the ribbon of honor by the Colombian government because he shows the good parts about Colombia. He moved to Colombia. He became a citizen. He went to school there. He graduated from the local university. He graduated magna cum laude. As you can see in the video behind me, this is him participating in the Carnival of the Blacks and the Whites. It's held in the city of Pasto, and according to him, passport bros don't go to the city of Pasto because they're supposedly not as pretty as the other women. Not only did he get married there, he baptized his child there. This Army Travels guy with this video up here that he put, does he look like he will be in a church baptizing his child, or he's going to be on the streets filming prostitutes? He has consistently showed the best parts of Colombian society. He makes all his videos in Spanish. He has traveled through all the parts of Colombia that I have never been to. He has brought most of his family from Germany. Here are his parents in the hot springs near Santa Rosa de Cabal. Here are his family in somewhere in the Coffee Access region. Some of the biggest influencers in Colombia have had them on their videos, from the city of Cali to Cartagena in Bucaramanga. He's not the only one who has been welcomed by the Colombian people. This is Stas Konstantinov, which is basically the Polish-Russian guy. He is absolutely loved in Colombia. Stas Konstantinov has made himself a part of Colombian society. He makes all of his videos in Spanish. He has Colombian residency. He's trying to become a Colombian citizen. When he was born in the former Soviet Russia. So the era that he was born doesn't exist anymore, but he still brought his family there who are Polish and who are partly Russian descent. Okay, he came to Colombia. He's filming himself in Cali, eating the sugarcane juice. He is filming himself in Buga. My grandmother, when she was still alive, she will go to the Cathedral of Buga every single birthday. This particular basilica that you see right here, this is my darling grandmother behind me. She is praying over me. This was not too long ago. Does this look like a person who grew up in a debaucherous society? Does this look like a person where there's prostitutes everywhere, like Mr. Army Travel Guy says?
No se duerme ni se dormirá su guardián de Israel. El Señor es su guardián, el Señor es su amparo, el Señor es su fortaleza, el Señor está a su derecha, a su frente, a su espalda. El sol no lo molestará de día ni la luna de noche. El Señor lo guardará de todo mal, el Señor lo guardará de todo peligro, el Señor guardará su alma, el Señor guardará su espíritu de ahora para siempre. Amén. En nombre del Padre, Espíritu Santo, amén, que lo proteja de todo mal y peligro. Oye, gracias, abuelita. Bueno, que esté bien.
The Lord Jesus Christ said, do not show the pearls before swine because they will trample on it. Meaning that animals do not understand the value of things. Okay? And most likely by putting my grandma here, people who are trolls online may attack her and everything else, which it may be a upfront against her departed memory. But one thing I will tell you is this, hopefully that her sanctity, hopefully that her innocence will shame you to your core so you can change and reflect. Okay, because you're making false accusations here, and trust me, this is not going to stop here. I remember correctly, he popped up in my video. I'm thanking a black woman because she went to Colombia and she saw a lot of passport processes she did not like, and I'm thanking her, and I'm thanking black women of North America because black women actually travel to South America and they do cultural things. I have seen black women who go to Palenque, which is a town of the descendants of free slaves. They'll still speak an old form of Bantu. They will differently travel to different parts of Colombia. They will engage with the indigenous peoples of South America, of Colombia. They will engage in local culture. They will engage in local dancing and music and food and culture and everything else. And that's why I was thanking them. And what did this guy do? You're just jealous. You're just jealous. Ever since then, this guy has been running defense for passport bros in all of my videos because Colombians and the Colombian government is tired of abusive people.
76 tourists turned away at Medellin Airport in 2025. Migration Colombia says that in 2025, 70 foreigners have already been denied entry in Antioquia due to alerts linked to possible sexual exploitation tourism. Stronger controls at Medellin's airports, including interviews and systems like Angel Watch, are being used to flag high-risk profiles. Authorities say exploitation will not be tolerated. Meanwhile, tourism keeps growing. Colombia welcomed 6.9 million visitors in 2024. And 2025 is projected to surpass 7.2 million, up about 5% year over year.
Army Guy Travels says on the second paragraph, what you are complaining about is black men with money coming to your country and paying for box, which Colombian men do daily and at a much larger scale.
Did you know that the vice president of Colombia is black Afro-Colombian? Vice president of Colombia, who is a black Afro-Colombian woman, also stated that she doesn't want passport bros and sex tourism in Colombia. Do you know that she says that she doesn't want a type of tourism that brings abuse towards Colombia, towards the women and children? Are you, Mr. Army Travels guy, are you going to say that she's jealous? Are you going to tell her that she's racist, like you tell me? And do you know who also defends Colombia just as much as I do, probably even more than I do? Nana Kwaku. Nana Kwaku is a YouTuber from Ghana, from West Africa. Friends, Nana Kwaku He lived in Colombia in 2009 before Passport Bros was even a thing. All right, before you guys even knew that Colombia was on the map. Before 2016, or the peace process of 2016. And they took him into Cartagena because Cartagena is a city of descendants of slaves. Do you know from where? From Ghana. And many nations from West Africa, to be exact. Cumbia, which is the national music of Colombia, which was born on the northern coast of Colombia, actually comes from Ghana. Right at this moment, I can hear you asking, what does this have to do with the white passport bro that I'm talking about? Guess what? And I'm going to explain to you what happened. Mr. Army Guy Travels just engaged again in racism against me and against Nana Kwaku and against Afro-Colombians and against people from the northern coast. And I think he understands where I'm going to go with this. Just stay tuned. I'll be quick as possible. And trust me, you understand why. It comes from a type of music called cumbe. You see, my friends, when the African slaves were brought over to Colombia, they played something which is called a spiritual of African slaves. Story short, the Spaniards created a system of slavery that is more easier to swallow, which is still bad nonetheless, but it was still easier than the British version. You see, what happens is that the British, whatever they would take the African slaves, they took away the language, the culture, the music, the food, and everything else. The Spaniards, no, they allowed them to keep their culture. They allowed them to keep their music. Even though they were having runaway slaves, it was still a lot easier than the British version. After the long days of work and the evenings, the African slaves will be able to play the music, cook their own foods, and do whatever they wanted to do, right? And so what happened was that the indigenous peoples, of the First Nations of the Americans, combined with them because they heard them playing their drums. So they combined their Native American flutes with the drums. And then eventually the white Spaniards, colonialists who are like me or even lighter, they will come into the play and they say, hey, what are you guys doing? And they joined in. This, my friends, is how the Colombian cumbia was born in the northern Caribbean coast. Now, I'm from the Pacific, and we have a different type of Afro-Colombian music called curulao, but that's a whole nother video. No, wait a minute. Let me clarify. I'm not Pacific. I'm actually Andean culture. The city of Cali is in the heart and called the capital of the Cauca Valley. It is considered Andean culture. My culture is considered Andean. However, part of the department or the state or the what you call the province faces out into the Pacific. And the people from the Pacific coast do go into the mountain region and give Cali its influence from the Pacific. Same thing from the people from the Chocó because of the Civil War. So yes, it is true. I am not truly Pacific. I am not. I am Andean. However, they give us a unique flavor which is different than other parts of Colombia. So it was a mixture of the three different types of the pillars of Colombian society. Because it is still immoral and it's still wrong, they created a caste system. Okay? And in this caste system, they created a form of economic slavery, which is basically called classism. In Colombia, there's an old saying, your color does not dictate your class dictates your color. This means that they don't look down upon you based upon your skin color. They look down upon you, your class. However, here's the caveat. Most of the people of the lower classes are brown and black. Listen, guys, I want everybody to pay attention to this, all right? What's going on behind me? This is a comedy skit. This particular comedian, okay, what he does, he dresses up as the elite high class of Bogota and pokes fun of them. What he's doing right here, he's acting very aggressive to a Rappi driver. Rappi is the same thing as DoorDash. And this is based upon an event that happened a few days ago. This is real. Rappi driver shows up. He can't come into the building. She comes down, okay? Little old lady, she starts cursing at him, saying the most demeaning things towards him, literally trying to assault him. She does kick him like the same way that he does, okay? And she says some horrible things to him. And because she considered him a lower class, all right? She was saying the most disrespectful things. I don't remember if I was racist, but I remember something that was heavily offensive to this day. But I want you to pay attention to the last few words of this, because I'm going to skip it, okay? Did you hear what he said? Asqueroso, indio. Asqueroso means disgusting. Indio means indigenous, Native American. Color cartón, the color of cardboard. Okay? And if I remember correctly, because my memory started to come back, I think the lady did say that. Okay? This is a comedian mimicking her, trying to poke fun at her, because this was a serious situation. Just to let you know, the guy, the Rappi driver, was way lighter than me. All right, way lighter than me. And she used that as an insult. The Army Travels guy, when he says that my people sleep with animals, because according to him, he's been in Colombia and he knows that is a very demeaning thing to say, he is actually engaging in racism, okay? He is actually engaging in racism because that is a stereotype, an insulting stereotype that the people from the central regions where this comedian was reacting from towards the people of the coast, all right? This means that this is just a different flavor of racism. It is more, watered down with a little bit of sugar on top. They say that if you can pull yourself out of the lower class, they no longer see you as a darker person. They see you as a whiter person because you got money. So this is the difference of racism between the United States and Latin America. In the United States, it's systemic, meaning that no matter how high you climb, no matter how much money you get, they will still see you as beneath them. Whereas in Latin America, they will be racist towards you or prejudiced towards you based upon your class, where most of the darker skinned people are. However, if you can pull yourself out of that, in most cases, not 100%, but in most cases, they'll see you different. Is this 100% foolproof? No. Is this 100% correct? No. There's cracks in the system, and there's even people who are rich in Colombia who are black, and they still get mistreated. Colombians with money and the power who are in the central regions, who are of European descent, in the colonialist times, they created a form of hatred towards people of lower classes. Every country on the planet has a group of people that they look down upon. In Europe, they look down upon the gypsies. In the United States, the people in the big cities look down upon the farmers. And in the country of Colombia, unfortunately, the people who are the wealthy elite, the educated, the high class, are mostly concentrated in the central part of Colombia, who tend to be lighter skin color. And they look down upon people who are lower classes, who happen to be in the Pacific and the northern coast. Okay? And there's a stereotype amongst them that the people of the northern coast who are darker skinned, they tend to get it on with donkeys.
The history of white individuals and institutions accusing black people of sexual acts with animals is rooted in a long-standing, systematic effort to dehumanize people of African descent by framing them as subhuman or beast-like. This narrative was used to justify slavery, sexual violence, and racial terror, particularly in the United States and during European colonization.
Army Travels guy literally says here that the men, as a rite of passage, they go to sleep with prostitutes or they get it on with donkeys in the north. First of all, okay, this is a racist stereotype which is not true. I, as a person who dates specifically mostly costeñas, people from the northern coast, okay, because that has been my thing for a while, and I dated my girlfriend for 5 years, and I'm currently dating somebody right now from the northern coast. That is not the case. I have been there. And Nana Kwaku, who also lived in Cartagena, and he knows the city inside out, and he knows all those small towns around there, he will tell you that is not the case. There's always a few instances where it happened, but that happens everywhere in the world. And like I said, when I did the research here in the United States, about 85% of the people that look like Mr. Army Travels guy are the culprits. How dare you say something so despicable? How dare you throw a little temper tantrum just because the Colombian government does not allow you to even touch the women? Oopsies, I think your colonialism is showing. How dare you be so despicable? How dare you be disrespectful towards my people? Two of my commenters stated it best.
Americans always like to play the roles of world moralists. They try to degrade other countries. Ask these Americans what exactly is in the Epstein documents. It's wealthy and powerful men. Mostly Americans paying for underage girls from all over the world.
The black passport bros are anti-black themselves. They are colorist and they hate black women, but want to claim racism when someone is talking about them?
Do you think this only happens to me and to Colombian YouTubers? Check out what happened to this Paraguayan YouTuber.
And you're not going to disrespect us like that, you know? And so
I'm going to take this moment to remix this because I want people to see. This is a YouTuber in Paraguay. He moved back to his home country because he's Paraguayan, okay? He has undesirable people, certain expats and certain passport bros goes to his country, just like we do in Colombia. There was a certain digital content creator that goes to Paraguay. He likened them to animals. He called them apes. He called them uncivilized.
Basically, there's a very disrespectful expat, or not even expat, just basically a traveler who came here to Paraguay. The post is now deleted, and actually the post that I made inside this Facebook group is now deleted as well. Next level disrespectful, calling Paraguayans animalistic, saying that we're apes, me and my people, saying that the entire city is one big favela, right? Saying that everything disrespectful under the sun, right? Very racist stuff. He was saying the only good Paraguayans were the one who built this country 200 years ago. and then everyone paired way in after the Triple Alliance Wars in 8th, right? And if you guys don't know, that's a very racist thing to say.
It happens into Colombia also too. I'm looking at you, Mr. Army Guy Travels.
As you can see here, he literally tells me that my people have sex with animals and he considers all that we exploit each other. I have something very special coming up about this guy.
So he stood up on business to defend his people. He says, I make content about my country, but I will not allow you to come and demean us and bring negative people to my country. This is a pattern that we're seeing all over the world. They do it to Thailand. They do it to Philippines. They do it to Brazil, to Panama, to Bolivia. Everywhere they go, everybody else is uncivilized. Everybody is immoral except them. Only they are the superior beings. Thank you for standing up for your people, because not the 1600s anymore. Passport goofies! The end, to finish off, I'm going to make my challenge to you, okay? You told me in one of your posts that you said that you have Colombian friends that agree with you. Well, what a quinky dink. I also have Colombian friends that also agree with me. I also have female cousins who are anthropologists, who are sociologists, who are psychologists that work with the government, and they basically fight against these type of things. Challenge to you is we can have a discussion with this in an open forum, and let's say the University of Valle del Cauca in Cali. Or if you want, we can go to Medellin, which is the heart epicenter of all of this, and we can have people from both the all right-wing conservative groups and also the left-wing conservative groups, and we can have an open discussion with people who are leaders of the community. And I want to use the same words, the same disgusting words you have told me online, and without any mincing, say it in front of everybody over there. We can go to Barranquilla, which is also the city of universities, where the costeños are at, the ones that you accuse to sleep with mules and donkeys and stuff like that, right? We all know that the Caribbean Spanish people, whether they be from Cuba, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, the northern coast of Colombia, Venezuela, they are hot-tempered. To let you know, and as I told people, I have a lot of people that are backing me up. I have friends who are digital content creators back in Colombia, all right? Maybe not here. And because they have millions of followers, they're not going to go open toe-to-toe with you, but I will, because I got nothing to lose. Guarantee you with 100% certainty, if I were to show to the Colombian people that if they were to see your misogynistic replies, your disgusting behavior, okay? Your disgusting, racist, misogynistic behavior, your low view on Colombians, you will not survive. You will probably be banned from Colombia. And since you have friends that agree with you, show them this. Mis hermanos y hermanas, mis queridos amigos, parceros y parceras, damas y caballeros, por favor, dígale a este hombre, a este gringo, que pare de meterse con Colombia, porque uno de sus amiguitos, hermanos de pasaporte, que son básicamente sexoturistas, lo encontraron en Brasil traficando menores de edad y han encontrado, digamos, contenido de menores de edad y es que a los 6 años. Y él diciendo a nosotros que nuestra cultura es una cultura inmoral, que es una cultura llena de maldad, que es una cultura que mata, que básicamente borran a los extranjeros. Cuando él me está diciendo a mí directamente, como dice acá arriba en inglés, que él tiene acceso a nuestras mujeres y al mismo tiempo lo pillé diciéndole a sus amiguitos que por favor cuiden y miren las cédulas de las muchachas allá en Brasil, porque la ley de consentimiento en Brasil para tener relaciones es 14 y eso se ve muy feo. A este hombre lo van a apretar, a este hombre lo van a apretar y usted sabe que en Colombia es cosa seria. Passport Café! Okay, everybody, thank you so much. If you made it this far, if you like what you see, please like and subscribe and share so that way my algorithm can push my channel so everybody else can see it. I can increase, have more viewers and everything else. Mr. Army Travel Guy, this is episode 1. I got a few episodes more. You can either take it or leave it, which I'm also going to give you one more offer. All right. If you stop harassing me, stop saying those misogynistic things, start saying those horrible things about Colombia, I'll leave it at that. I have documented the things that you have said, and I got plenty of other things to say. I could spend literally 3 hours on this, but I have other things pending too in my life. All right. So I'll leave it be and I'll leave it be. If you just keep on pushing the issue, I will have to defend my people. Colombia does not bend the knee. I don't know who you think you are. Maybe you're used to having, certain Latinos bowing down their heads to you back home, but there's no Daddy Orange with the ice cubes in Colombia, okay? We will not bend the knee. We don't bend the knee to each other, all right? Thank you very much, everybody. Good night and God bless. And listen, guys, I'm not a perfect person, right? I'm not a saint. I'm not everything else. I make my mistakes like everybody else. But when you have had certain organizations create, let's say, headquarters in certain cities in order to stop a pattern of people coming to you, to your country, to do certain salacious things, yeah, that is an issue. This is nothing to do about racism. This is recognizing a pattern, a criminal pattern that we need to stop, especially from the outside. Colombia is going through a civil war. We have too many problems to be adding it from the outside. And if you're trying to run defense, and if you're bothered, sorry, somebody's sneezing in the background. If you're trying to run defense for something that does not belong to you, then when I'm not talking to you, then I don't understand why you get so butthurt about this. It has nothing to do with you. Colombians do bad things all over the world. Do you think it bothers me? No, because I'm not one of them. Remember these two sayings in Colombia. Ignorancia es atrevida, which basically means that ignorance is arrogantly bold. The second one is this. El ladrón juzga por su condición. The thief judges by his condition. Because a thief is a thief. He thinks that everybody else is a thief. And right now, this guy is looking very suspect. That's all I'm saying.